Hi guys, welcome to this video. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 7 mindset tools to help you cultivate a positive and kind team culture within your company. These 7 mindset tools, if we call it, are things that we have discovered in our journey in building our team in the last, say, 12 years now. And these are the lessons that we have learned from making the mistakes that we have made in the past, and then figure out solutions or things that we shifted and gotten really great result with our team. Okay, so I'm really happy to share these 7 mindset tools with you. So here we go. The first one is called "It's never a fair deal to your team member, no matter how much you pay them." No matter how much you pay them, it's never enough. So I actually recorded another video to deep dive on this topic, on this concept. But if I were to summarize it, it's basically is your team member, when they have chose to work for your company or your team, their time is basically priceless, as all of our times as human beings on this planet, okay, in this lifetime, are priceless, because it is a non-renewable resource that we cannot buy more of. Okay, every heartbeat, every minute, every second that we have spent is a heartbeat, a minute, or a second that we can never get back. We cannot pay any amount of money to be able to extend that. So that is the reasoning behind, no matter how much we pay them, it's not enough. All right. It's simply not a fair trade for them. Why is this a mindset tool? Because if we could adopt this type of mindset, okay, to be able to recognize that it is a privilege that they are working for us, because they could work for anybody, but they have chosen to spend their time with us. Okay, they have chosen to spend their precious time, their energy that they could be doing anything else, spending time with their family, work for any other companies, do anything else that they want in their life. Instead, they spend it with us. Is a true privilege for us, no matter how much we pay them. If we can adopt this mindset, then this can help us go into a gratefulness mindset towards our team members, especially when they have made a mistake. And then we start to get upset or angry or frustrated with them. And we're starting to look at reprimanding them or say something negative towards them. Is if we can remember that it is an extraordinarily amazing bargain that they chose to work for us for whatever amount that we were paying them, that it is truly a privilege that they're even here with us, can help us reduce any kind of negative feelings towards them if their work is not to our expectation, and to be kind to them, to be able to go into that gratitude mode, to be kind to our team. Okay, so that is the first hack. To learn more deeper into this mindset shift and how these tools can help you, please watch my other video that I've recorded in this channel. Okay, that goes specifically into this topic. I guess you can click here. I guess there should be a link here. Okay, to go into that video. Okay, the second mindset tool I like to share with you is this. And it's basically a mantra that me and my partner has basically memorized it. Okay. And we often repeat it to ourselves whenever team member makes a mistake that got us kind of like a little bit frustrated. And this really help us calm down. Okay. So these tools, a big part of the objective is to help us be kind to our team no matter what happens, right? No matter if they make a mistake or whatnot. But more importantly, it is for us to be more kinder to ourselves, because when we get frustrated, who ultimately is the one that's suffering the most? It's us, right? Because we're frustrated, our emotional state suffers. It drains energy out of our body when we're in a negative state, right? So the faster we can get back into a neutral or a positive, or even better, a gratitude state, a grateful state, then we right away are able to restore our energy or stop the energy drain from getting into a stressful or frustrated negative emotional state. Okay, so this is actually even more important, to be kind to ourselves, to help us get out of the negative emotional state that we might get sucked into. Let's say something bad happened in the team, in the company, some mistake they made cost the company a lot of money, and we get upset. Well, guess what? We could use these 7 tools, any one of the 7, or maybe all 7, and then stack them to help us get out of a negative emotional state and get into a more positive, more gratitude state. Okay. So here's number 2. And this mantra is, at least they are doing it. Doing it meaning doing the task. If they are not doing it, then I will have to do it myself. And I do not want to do this myself. So I am glad at least they did it, even if it's not perfect. Okay. So that's kind of a long mantra, long sentence, long form sentence mantra. So if you simple it down, you can just say it as like, hey, at least they did it. If they didn't do it, we will have to do it. And so I'm just grateful that they did it because I don't want to do it. Okay, you can just repeat that to yourself. Now, I cannot stress how important this is, how valuable, beneficial this has been. Okay, when we're working our team member, especially training new team members, especially assigning them tasks, sometimes especially when there's a lot of stuff on their plate, right? And they're not having a great day and they're under tight deadlines and trying to get stuff out. Sometimes careless mistakes are bound to happen. It's just human nature. Everybody does that. We do that. But often, if we didn't have somebody in place to check their work, okay, now in our process, which we have built out our team fulfillment processes, we have checks, multiple levels of work reviews and checks to help make sure everybody, there's somebody covering someone else in terms of like the work that they did and minimize this careless mistakes to the minimum. But nevertheless, sometimes that still could happen, okay? Or sometimes they've never seen the situation before and they just made an assumption, and that is a incorrect assumption, not to their fault because they simply didn't know all the factors involved as much as we do, right? So they made a decision or an assumption, they made a decision based on assumption without knowing all the facts, and they didn't know to ask us ahead of time. So that could happen. A lot of times that can cause, frustration and costly mistake. We all have been there before as entrepreneurs, as team leaders. There are so many times that when this happened, I've just repeated this to myself, like, hey, at least they're doing it. If they didn't do it, that means I have to do it. And I simply don't want to do it. I got more important things to do. I better use my time. So I'm just still grateful that they are doing it. If they're not doing it, I will be doing it. And I don't want to do it. This is a very, very beneficial, very helpful mantra to use when you get into a situation where you start to feel frustrated at a team member's mistake or something. Okay. Number 3, okay, mindset tools to help you cultivate a positive, kind team culture is follow the leader. Okay, so what does this mean? This means whatever the leadership style that they have experienced from us as team leaders, because we're entrepreneurs, we are team leaders for our team. However, we are leading them is the way that they're going to learn to lead their team members. Okay. And also, that's how they're going to probably learn to treat as the acceptable standard to treat their fellow team members, as well as your customers. Okay. Because we all learn by mimicking, right? We all mimic the leader. We all follow the leader. So the leader sets the standard for the entire team. So however way that we're acting is basically the high standard that they will follow. So if we are being harsh and being unforgiving and we're being emotional, if we are cursing, if we are having emotional outbursts in a negative way, right? Then we are essentially showing them that this is acceptable behavior in our team or in your team. And when they do that, and you say, hey, why are you being so negative? They could simply say, well, because you're doing it, right? And if you tell them, well, you know what, we're different because I'm the team leader, I'm the owner, you're my employee, I can do it, you can't do it. Okay, if we do that, then great. We just set a double standard. That's even worse, right? For our team, because now we're no longer leading by example, and the trust factor just goes way down from that. So I think it's also very important that whenever there's a negative situation, right, it is also the opportunity for us to set a high standard, a good example for our team to say, hey, listen, maybe often in this type of situation, a lot of people would have went into a negative emotional state and, reprimanding them, like maybe have some negative reaction towards it, but this is the opportunity to show them a better way. Okay, a better way. We have to lead by the example. This is also, I believe, one of the reasons, and I believe that being an entrepreneur it's simply one of the greatest self-development journey, self-development pathway that anyone can go on, because we are subjected to so much improvements that we do have to make on a daily basis to become successful as an entrepreneur, even with the regard of team leadership, okay, emotional control, okay, and the ability to continue practicing gratitude and positive attitude and such, because it is so important. It is so important. The way we act is directly affect the culture of our team. Okay, number four. Number four is called blame the system. Okay, so this goes like this. So whenever there's a mistake that's being made by our team member, this rule goes, never blame the human, always blame the system or the lack or what's lacking in the system. So let me unpack what this means. So basically, this is kind of like in a way of like taking like radical responsibility, okay, but place the blame on the system. It is a way that we have discovered a way to help minimize creating negative culture in this team, in our team, because when somebody makes a mistake on the team, right? I mean, the damage is done, right? And if they've done it, put in an honest effort, they've put in the best effort they can, or even not even the best, they put an above average effort doing the work and they made a mistake, right? And it's not because they intentionally made a mistake, it's because they either didn't know that was a mistake, or maybe they know that was a mistake, but they forgot it was a careless mistake, right? It's okay. That just simply means that there is something in our system, our systems and processes that could be improved in one way or another to help prevent this situation from happening. Okay. Every problem is an opportunity, right? But it depends on your perspective. You can treat the problem as a problem and really go focus on like the worst aspect of this problem and then exaggerate the severeness of this problem and then make it like a nightmare situation and really like reprimand your team member and say, hey, last time you can do this, blah, 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 blah. We could do that. But that negative effect on the team member is going to really decrease his morale. It's going to really suck his energy out, right? And it's going to really hurt the enjoyment of him working here with us. And it's really important for our team members to enjoy working with us, because only when somebody is enjoying their work, okay, within the team, will they be able to do the best work that they do, right? If they are not happy working in a company, they're not going to be doing the best work they're going to do, okay? For the client, for their team members, for the task at hand, they're simply just not gonna, because they're not happy, right? So we want to do the best we can as team leaders to ensure that the team members comes to work for us every day are happy and they feel fulfilled. Okay. From one perspective, it is our responsibility to ensure we cultivate an environment that help them to feel that way every day. Okay. And if we can do that, then their productivity and the level of their work, the discretionary efforts that can be unlocked, okay, as opposed to the minimum level of efforts, okay, to not get blamed will increase significantly if we can do this. All right. So it's called blame the system. Okay. Don't blame the human, blame the system. If they make a mistake, then this is an opportunity to improve the system by figuring out, okay, in this situation, instead of doing it this way, the common mistake, you can add to your FAQ, your database, and say, okay, this situation, a common mistake is this. Okay, please don't do it this way, do it this way instead. Put it into your knowledge base. And now you just had an opportunity to improve your system and process, which is arguably the most important asset of your company. Okay, besides your team, it's the most important asset of your company. It's your system and processes and your training system for your team. And this is every time they make a mistake, it's an opportunity for us to update it, to make it even better, to improve our systems and processes and training. Okay, number five is actually basically an extension of number four, very close. I actually already mentioned it. Part of number four is a mistake is an opportunity to improve the system. Okay, so we want to be grateful and not be upset. Okay, so I think it's similar to, I believe, Thomas Edison, right? Thomas Edison, recalling the story that he has failed a lot of times from the perspective of finding the right material for inventing the incandescent bulb, right? For the filament material. And when he has failed so many times, and his colleagues say, hey, you know what? Isn't it enough is enough? You already failed so many times. And his response was something along line of, and I'm just going off of my memory, I apologize, is my impression was he said something along the line of, hey, I have eliminated this number of mistakes already, I am this much closer now to my goal, right? That is like a radical way of focusing on the goal, the positive side of things. If we think about a mistake, okay, as like it's a problem, it should have been avoided, it could have been avoided, why wasn't it avoided? Focus on negative, then we can get angry, we can get upset. But we focus on, oh, great. We think of it as a game. It's oh, great. Now we discover another area of opportunity for improvement for our system. Yay, awesome. All right, what can we update in the FAQ database, or what can we update in the training database to help address this? What can we update in the most common mistake, okay, that can be made in this task list, okay, in our training system? If we can do that, then more mistake the merrier, because the mistakes are the ones are the way which allows us to be able to perfect our systems and processes, right? Mistakes are sometimes become the only way we can help to improve our existing systems and processes is by our team members uncovering them, by making the mistakes, right? So we should be grateful and excited and happy instead of getting upset about that. Okay, so that's number 5. Okay, mindset tool number 6, stand out from the pack. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So most companies, as we know, okay, maybe not most companies, but many companies, many teams, as we know, their team leaders, entrepreneurs, they weren't trained in how to cultivate a great team culture, right? Nobody taught us this in school. It's all like on the job, hands-on training, right? Like we basically like live and learn, right? Maybe sometimes we will like Google, YouTube and whatnot, but a lot of times, myself included in the past, I really like under prioritize the importance of building a great culture, right? Like this stuff's like, come on, I've got more things, more important, I got more pressing matters. I got bigger fires to put out. I got bigger problems to deal with, right? Yeah, the culture thing that can wait. All right, come on. I mean, they're here to work. I'm paying them, so that should be fine, right? Yeah, I used to feel that way too, until I realized that when I consistently have that kind of mindset, my team members start to gradually become less excited and less happy working with me, and eventually they quit. Okay, they just simply don't want to work with me anymore because I've turned into this horrible boss. Because all I look for is the problem. It's like when you're a hammer, all you see is nails, right? It's like we want to, as team leaders and the owner of the company, we're trying to make sure everything runs smoothly. So naturally we're looking for problems, and we're trying to prevent fires, trying to putting out fires. And before long, if we're not intentional about focusing also on the good things that happened, we're only going to be focusing on the negative stuff, the fires, right? And all they hear about from us are only when they screwed up. But when they did something great, we don't really praise them. We don't really like recognize them. So for them, they're gonna start believe that we're gonna take them for granted, right? And this is the reason why you see a lot of like companies are having difficulty like retaining great team members, right? Great talent. A lot of companies like during COVID have like, the great resignation, the quiet resignation, right? Where they just like, you know what? I don't feel like I belong in this company. I'm just like putting on my minimum effort, right? And it's really bad for the company, or it's really bad for the team. If that's a situation, like if you have a situation and you notice your team is like that, well, that's going to negatively affect you as well. But the good news is it's never too late to turn that around. Okay? It's never too late to turn that around. If you use any of these 7 tools that I'm sharing with you, okay, on a daily basis, try them. Your team member might be like, whoa, what's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with she's acting a little weird today. That's not normally what they are. It's okay. You can explain to them like, hey, listen, I'm trying to become a better team leader, right? I need to become a better team leader for you guys because that's important to me and that's important for our mission. I really wanted to ensure that we have a great journey, we have great experience together. I know that I haven't really been the best at this before, but I'm learning. I'm living and learning, and I'm trying to do the best I can. So bear with me. I'm trying to make some positive changes if I can, and please give me some feedback. Like you can talk to your team, and then let them know, that you're truly desiring to create a better environment for them, and they will appreciate it. They will truly appreciate the effort you're doing because, you know, the truth is most companies don't focus that much on that, especially small to medium-sized companies. Like larger companies, they might have programs dedicated to for the well-being of their employees and their teams. But medium and small companies, we might not have those resources, dedicated departments to enhance the well-being of our teams, right? The response is up to us. So that's where this number 6 is stand out from the pack. So when we make an intentional effort to deploy these tools, right? To be more grateful, to praise our team members more, to radically focus and blame the system instead of the human being, right? And let them know, hey, don't worry, it's not your fault. It's the system's fault. This is great. We're now going to have an opportunity to improve our system because of you. So thank you. All right. Don't worry, it's not your fault. Thank you for doing this anyway. Like thank them and reassure them it's, you know what, we all learn from this. As long as we can learn from it, that's great. That's a great investment. That's a great learning opportunity. I'm glad this happened. Then you are able to build more trust with your team. You build their trust in you, right? Their appreciation of you, and it's going to help boost their morale. We make an intentional effort to do this with our team, then we are going to be, from my perspective, traveling the road less traveled, because small to medium-sized teams, most teams are not like that. Most teams are transactional teams. But this will make you really stand out from the pack meaning the rest of the companies, okay, in the industry, whichever industry you're in. Most of the other companies in the industry, many of them are probably very toxic, and they're probably the average companies which are all more transactional team based, right? It's going to make you the more special, the more rare type of teams in your industry to your team members. It is the road less traveled, and this is going to make you to become like a blue ocean. You're going to be distinguish yourself into kind of like in a blue ocean in terms of attracting talent, because you have a special benefit that maybe your competitors who are all looking for the same amazing talents to join their team don't have, which is you have a really great harmonious team culture that they're just going to be enjoying working with you much more than if they join any other company, any of your competitors, right? Because everybody else is doing pretty much the same thing, transactional team culture, and you are the one who's not doing that. You are actually creating a transformational journey team culture where you actually care about your team members, okay, and their growth and their fulfillment. You're going to really attract those really great team members to come to you and stay with you, and it'll make you stand out from the rest of the pack of your competitors in the industry who are attracting the same kind of amazing talent. Because great team members, let's face it, they can work anywhere, right? Why are they choosing to work with us? Why are they choosing to work with you? Even if you pay them more money, but the other option is a more enjoyable, more positive, more healthy environment, they might just turn down a higher salary offer and then go to the one that has a better environment. Why can't your company have that? Why can't we be the one that stand out from the pack, to be known to be some of the best place to work on earth, some of the best teams to be able to work on earth? That will make you extremely special. That will make you extremely rare. It makes it very difficult to be copied, because it's not something simply as, hey, I'll just pay you more money. Hey, I'll just give you better benefit. No. It's all about, I'm just simply happier here. They have a really great reputation of having happy teams over there. Let's make an harmonious environment, team culture, or a happy team culture one of the key benefits of working with you. If you're known for that, then you almost have no competition in attracting the ideal talent that you're looking for. That is also another tool, is to remember, let's stand out from the pack. Okay, let's be better. Let's be different. Let's really set a better standard, a higher standard, a kinder standard towards our team, and create a beautiful, harmonious culture, team culture that you will be known to have, that your company will also be known to have, and really stand apart from the pack. So stand out from the pack, okay, is mindset tool number 6. Number 7, last one, is what we call kindness bank. Okay, so what's a kindness bank? Okay, so kindness bank is kind of like being kind to your team members, especially when they make a mistake, because the easy thing to do is not be kind to them when they're making a mistake, and naturally so, because you're upset. But what if they made a mistake and they're already like nervous and they feel guilty and they're feeling really bad about themselves, and you're being kind to them, hey, don't worry, it's okay. It's not a big deal. All right, let's learn from this. Okay, I think everybody learn from mistakes. This is great that we learn this. This allows us to be able to update our system now. We can help to let all the team members know so they all know that this could happen in the future. Because of this, in the future, we can maybe able to help all of our team members in this situation not make this mistake. And it's because you discovered it. So thank you. All right, don't feel bad. Just feel like excited. We found a new mistake that we can improve our system. I know this is not easy to do, right? Like I'm talking like this is like super easy, right? Like a lot of times we're under pressure, we're under stress, and then that could have been a very costly mistake. We could just get really upset. It's really hard to adjust that. Well, that is where self-care comes in, right? That's where your morning routine or evening routine. If you don't have a meditation routine, I strongly recommend a meditation routine. We also have meditation routines that we use that are very helpful in helping us return to equanimity. But whatever the way that you do to help you take care of yourself, your own well-being, to help you return to your center, right, at the end of the day, and help you start the day in a positive way. There could be a sign if you're having difficulty being able to do that. That could be a signal to let you know that, hey, maybe this is an area of opportunity you can work on to help you explore more self-care options to help you be able to stay more at emotional home, more neutral throughout the day. Okay. Like Tony Robbins said, like, to be able to live throughout the day in a beautiful state, right? That is so important. Okay. It is so hard to do, but it's doable. So how does it relate back to kindness bank? So imagine that every time you are being kind to your team member, especially if they made a mistake, right? In a situation where the average people might not be kind to them, but you made that extraordinary effort to be kind to them in that situation. In a way, you deposited a goodwill into a kindness bank because you have done something, you've surprised them, you be unexpectedly kinder than what ordinary people or normal people will be doing. And they will be like, oh, wow, that's so nice of them. Oh, my goodness. I didn't know that he or she would be acting this way. I'm surprised, but I'm grateful for it. The more that you do that, you're kind to your team. It's like money. It's like compounds. So two great effects coming from this. Number one, this comes from number three, follow the leader. They're going to learn from you. And if you're kind to them and they experience that benefit of receiving that kindness, they are going to, there's a higher likelihood they're going to mimic, they're going to copy your behavior with other team members because that is taken to be the acceptable behavior in the team. They will be modeling after your behavior as a leader. So when you are kind to them, they will start to, it's a higher likelihood that start to be kind to other team members. You're inspired to do that. And that helps to lift the effect to the entire team and helps to improve the overall team culture, makes the team a much more harmonious place to work at, which is an amazing work benefit. Okay. That's very hard to duplicate. One of those very special benefits that we talked about before. So that's one thing. It's almost like you plant a seed and it's going to grow within your team. Kindness. The second benefit of that is if you deposited enough, and then one day you made a mistake, you done something wrong towards one of the team members, right? And maybe you feel really bad and guilty about it. Maybe that's when the team member will say, hey, you know what? I made a mistake. You have been so kind to me. And now you made a mistake. You know what? I want to be kind to you. I want to return that kindness simply because you have done it for me too, and I want to do it for you as well. It reciprocates. It reciprocates. Kindness reciprocates. When we are kind to others, others will be kind to us. It's just, it comes back. It's law of attraction. You're going to attract that too. You're kind of going to attract kindness as well, right? So energy is going to come back. So, and that's kind of like a kindness bank, if I coin it, kindness bank, because you don't know when you need to withdraw from. Let's say you made a mistake and you really wanted their forgiveness, maybe. Okay, whatever it is you did that they didn't like. And maybe at that time is when you can withdraw from the kindness bank and they will say, listen, you've been so kind to me. Maybe your business is in a difficulty. right? You might have to cut their hours. Maybe you might have to like take away some benefits because of financial difficulties for a while, right? And you explain to them, they might say, hey, listen, you've been so kind to me. I understand, no problem. I'll work with you, right? Because I still want to be part of this. I'm sure we'll get through this together. Like we have experience through this ourselves with our team. And let me tell you, it is so wonderful. Such a wonderful feeling to know that your team has your back. And I tell you, this kindness returns, kindness bank, it really, really works. It's just good practice to be kind to others. It's just good practice. The energy you put out into the universe, it's going to attract the same energy back. So just put out kindness, put out generosity, and you're going to keep getting that back, right? You're going to attract more of that back, even from your team members. Okay, so that's it. These are the 7 mindset tools that you can use to help you cultivate a positive and kind team culture, okay, within your company. All right. We do cover some additional strategies and specific tools, okay, in relation to these 7 tools in our other videos. Please visit one of our other videos to learn more about these tools that we will be sharing in our channel. And if you enjoy our content, please feel free to like and subscribe our channel, and we'll be producing more of this content for you. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Take care. Bye now.